Hello everyone, my name is Hallimar. In this video I will be displaying every single model of Snowpiercer I have ever built. Numbering 8 generations in total, there will be 8 accompanying first-class Type A cars with engines to show. Some of these cars and engine designs have never been shown, some of them aren't even completed, but despite that, please do enjoy them all. The first generation of model designs were quick and cheap. Designed in 2020, shortly after seeing the first episode, they lacked any kind of pre-planning, and the only kind of information about Snowpiercer that was known from a technical standpoint was her measurements, which acted as nothing more than a border in which the build had been situated in, which did little to hinder the fact that I had never designed or built any advanced form of Minecraft from showing. Though she is undoubtedly hideous, she was the beginning and the first step for later generations. Her accompanying car would be described quite similarly, only more appealing than her engine due to a lack of seemingly random details. Specifications of Generation 1. Engine specifics. Primary blocks, iron blocks, gray concrete, and stone brick variants. Scale, 1. Estimated block displacement, 3,239. Length, 96 meters. Height, 13 meters. Width, 11 meters. Gauge, 9 meters. Distance from wheels to border, none. Production year, 2020. Car specifics. Primary blocks, iron blocks, gray concrete, and stone brick variants. Scale, 1. Estimated block displacement, 4,066. Length, 69 meters. Height, 13 meters. Width, 9 meters. Gauge, 9 meters. Distance from wheels to side, none. Production year, 2020. The second generation of models was merely a twin for the first, a relationship that would be quite similar between odd-numbered and succeeding even-number generations. Her designs would not be original, merely copied and pasted, with the only difference being the removal of her sister's grindstone wheels as well as the removal of the side lights. Whether the latter design feature is actually part of the engine's design or a simple copy-paste accident has yet to be seen. But because of the similarity with Generation 1, her measurements are all the same, minus the additional thickness removal of 2 blocks on either side thanks to the removed side lights. Generation 2 also lacks any accompanying car redesign. Both generations lacked any sort of non-experimental interiors. The third generation of models were both a major leap forward in designs as well as a minor hop backwards. Generation 3 would set the standard for later models. It would be the first generation using a predominant theme of white, gray, and dark purple, and would use the illustrations designed by Alex Nice in December of 2018 for inspiration, and would permanently seal its use in Rathlorn designs for the next 2 years and beyond, eventually evolving to have the models based on his drawings instead of just inspired by them. Because of the basis on Alex Nice's illustrations, Generation 3 looks much more like the Snowpiercer than her predecessors. Though it could be described for days on how Generation 3 is different from Generations 2 and 1, the biggest differences between them would have to be the reduction in existing sidelight sizes, and the widening of the overall profile in order to make more room for interiors, as well as burrowing of the wheels, shifting the counted measurements from exterior to exterior to interior wall in order to maintain its to-scale status, as well as the jump to using multi-blocked wheels as opposed to single-blocked wheels, and the use of proper roofing geometry, curved instead of flat, as well as the introduction of non-experimental interior designs and the side plows iconic to Snowpiercer's cars, though the accompanying car for Generation 3 would not be designed to take on interiors, nor would it ever be completed. Generations 3 and 4 would have the same exact measurements, and their designs would be essentially identical. Specifications for Generation 3. Engine specifics. Primary blocks, iron blocks, gray concrete, and stone brick variants. Scale, 1. Estimated block displacement, 3,296. Length, 86 meters. Height, 12 meters. Width, 11 meters. Gauge, 9 meters. Distance from wheels to side, 1 block. Production year, 2020. Car specifics. Primary blocks, iron blocks, gray concrete, and smooth quartz variants. And stone brick variants. Scale, 1. Estimated block displacement, 4,080. Length, 59 meters. Height, 13 meters. Width, 11 meters. Gauge, 9 meters. Distance from wheels to side, 1 block. Production year, 2020. Generation 4 would be nearly identical, with the only difference being in the front plow of the crimson trapdoors being more predominant, as well as having a superior accompanying car with more accurate roofing, as well as being designed to take on a non-experimental interior, though the car itself would never be completed. The 5th and 6th generation designs would be known as the twin generation during the development of this video, due to them being more identical to each other than any other batch of designs. The only difference being that Generation 5 was declared to be 2 blocks too short at the time, so for sake of the description you may count Generation 6 and 5 interchangeably. Generation 6 would be the last of the old guard of Snowpiercer model designs, being the best among them as well. She would be unique amongst her sisters for adopting an engine very focused on the contrast between black and white, dropping the previously highly prominent white, gray, and purple theme, as well as Snowpiercer's car's side plows. However, her cars would maintain purple accents. She would also be the generation to drop much of gray for the use of her superstructure, as well as the use of stone bricks for whatever superstructure was left gray, in favor of smooth quartz due to a previous update. Much of this doctrine would apply to her accompanying car as well, which was surprisingly the first sufficient car design, while the first sufficient engine design was all the way back in Generation 2. On top of being the first sufficient car design in the series, her accompanying cars were the first generation of cars to have had every car built to a satisfactory degree, with interiors planned, except for the tail car itself. Specifications of Generation 6. Engine specifics. Primary blocks: iron blocks, gray concrete, and smooth quartz variants. Scale: estimated block displacement 3,590. Length 84 meters. Height 13 meters. Width 11 meters. Gauge 9 meters. Distance from wheels to side 1 block. Production year 2020. Car specifics: primary blocks: iron blocks, gray concrete, stone brick variants. Scale 1. Estimated block displacement 3,323. Length 65 meters. Height 11 meters. Width 11 meters. Gauge 13 meters. Gauge 9 meters. Distance from wheels to side 1 block. Production year 2020. With such a description, it can make a lot of sense why she was the last of the old guard, and no replacement ever rose up to the challenge for about a year. Between the 6th and 7th generations, there was an abandoned prototype generation, which was technically the true end of the old guard designs, as well as the only design that was truly not in Scale 1. Despite never having had a complete engine, she is the most detailed design of all and spearheaded much of the design philosophies that would apply to Generation 7, which would be personally designed to replace her and improve upon her in every aspect. This is why those design philosophies shall not be described here, though it will be said that the proto-generation was meant to be Generation 7 with the original purpose of being a series of animation models with heightened detail at double scale. Specifics of the proto-generation. Car specifics. Primary blocks: iron blocks, gray concrete, and smooth quartz variants. Scale 2. Estimated block displacement 10,941. Length 130 meters, 65 meters at scale. Height 24 meters, 12 meters at scale. Width 18 meters, 9 meters at scale. Gauge 12 meters, 6 meters at scale. Distance from wheels to side 1 block. Production year 2021. The 7th generation is the most recent and most advanced in Rathlorn's Snowpiercer designs, still undergoing development as of publishing this video, dropping the purple, gray, and white theme entirely for the black and white theme that was first spearheaded by Generation 5, and returning the side plows that were dropped by it. She would adopt Alex Nice's measurements and illustrative designs completely, thus becoming the first generation to be almost completely accurate, despite not being one-to-one, save for the lack of drive rods, which were removed due to her original purpose being for animations, as well as missing 10 blocks of length on her engine. Her accompanying cars would be the most accurate of her kind, while also having enough space for interiors without detriment to the exterior of the superstructure. The superstructure itself is also the most advanced in design. Not only is it the most convenient to copy and paste thanks to non-overlapping snow shields at the end of the cars, thus eliminating pasting air and extraction issues, but it is also the perfect scale in which interiors can be built comfortably without adding additional dead space or being too far from one-to-one scale. Whilst being the most accurate and versatile of her kind, she is also the most fleshed out of the series, having had every car thoroughly designed with planned interiors except for the night car, though this may be subject to change due to the continued development of this generation of design. Specifics of Generation 7. Engine specifics. Primary blocks: iron blocks, gray concrete, smooth quartz, and black stone variants. Scale 1.5. Estimated block displacement 8,696. Length 160 meters, 75 meters at scale. Height 21 meters, 13 meters at scale. Width 17 meters, 11 meters at scale. Gauge 9 meters, 6 meters at scale. Distance from wheels to side 2 blocks. Production year 2022. Car specifics: primary blocks: iron blocks, gray concrete, smooth quartz, and black stone variants. Scale 1.5. Estimated block displacement 5,757. Length 95 meters, 62 meters at scale. Height 18 meters, 12 meters at scale. Width 17 meters, 11 meters at scale. Gauge 9 meters, 6 meters at scale. Distance from wheels to side 2 blocks. Production year 2022. Well folks, there you have it. generations 1 to 7, including the proto generation. I hope you enjoyed this video. It took several rewrites and reanimating of a completely new video from top to bottom. All of the models were done by me, as well as the animations. If you like this video or any of the models in it, be sure to like and subscribe, and comment down below which of the models was your favorite. Mine would honestly have to be either generation 7 or generation 6, but that's just me. Probably given the fact that those are objectively the best models I ever made. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Well, at least you'll hear me, but that's practically the same thing, isn't it?